to know as young people who are going to be mostly impacted by these choices, we have to stand together. I thank all y'all for coming out tonight because you could have been somewhere else. So I appreciate it. This bill is important and it's huge. But what comes down after that, I can't even imagine. The voter ID bill, huge. They're trying to cut us out, not only make the middle class go away, but make us powerless, make it difficult for us to have impact on the political process. And we must stop it. It's a war. It's a long distance run. This ain't no sprint. Are y'all ready? I don't know. Time is gonna tell. You gotta talk to your brothers and sisters. We need 2, 3, 4 times as many people out here today. So there's work to do, y'all. Lots and lots of work to do. Phone calls to be made. You can't get tired. I just want to thank y'all again. Again, remember, any other conversation aside from talking about jobs, aside from talking about education and getting these young folks educated and trained, is irrelevant. And we got to make sure that we stick to the agenda of what we're really talking about here. What's really important is us as a people, as workers, as young folks, as citizens, as taxpayers, as voters. And we must be listened to. And until we are listened to, we cannot stop. 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 Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, it's good to see you out there. In solidarity, you're looking great out there. My name is Geneva Fuller. I am a state worker. I don't make much money, but I have a wonderful union, and I am ready to fight to the finish. We're in it to win it. We're not going to let Scott Walker walk all over us. We're going to keep our unions. We're going to win this thing. I looked at this sign over here. We united, we stand. You know, we need a song. We need a little song, and I got a little song for us. And it goes like this. It goes like, unity, we must have unity, 'cause united we stand, divided we fall. Let me hear you say this. Unity, unity, we must have unity, unity, 'cause united we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, and we're standing in solidarity. It should be, as far as you can see, it should be people standing here. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. Some people think that it's not my fight, but every worker, it is everybody's fight, because Scott Walker is not going to stop. So we got to win this thing. We got to stand, and we have to fight until the finish. And let me tell you something, we will win. We will win this fight. Thank you.
Oh, darling, darling, darling. We are a part of the grassroots North Shore campaign to recall Alberta Darling. Recall has been underway. If any of you are interested in coming by our office and helping us out, we need volunteers to do data entry, to canvass around District 8, and to get this recall happening. Thank you so much. We will have we're at 2510 East Capitol. That is a temporary location through the weekend. I have business cards. We have a petition right here. We are going to be having meetings 10 to 7 Saturday and Sunday in Menominee Falls and also in Shorewood. I'm not sure on the Menominee Falls address. It just came up today. But thank you guys so much for all the support. We hope to see you when Walker is out. Sunday.
If anybody lives in that district that wants to sign this petition here tonight? I'm the guy with the cute 4-year-old on my shoulder.
Good evening to everybody. I have no hair on top, and it's gray hair around here, so you know that I've been around for a while. How many of you remember the 60s and the civil rights days? Well, I want you to know that those of us who lived through the 60s and participated in the 60s are thinking that this is deja vu. We're seeing it all happen again. And I would just remind you of the similarities. I was in Birmingham, Alabama, pastor in an African-American congregation from 58 to 67. That's where I got my feet wet, my toes wet, ultimately my whole body wet, in learning what it means to walk with people and to put one's life on the line. Participating in 63 and 65 in the demonstrations in Birmingham and in Selma. And I just want you to know the similarities between then and now. I think about that bloody Sunday of March 7th. We just passed March 7th. 500 men, women, and children walking over the Edmund Pettus Bridge on a Sunday afternoon toward Montgomery to change the whole system in the South to get a Voting Rights Act, and people said, "You're crazy. You'll never achieve anything like that." As they went over the bridge, they didn't know whether they were going to be successful. They didn't know what was going to happen on the other side of the bridge. But they were committed and they were determined, and they had a vision that this world and this country can be different. Do you have a vision that this country, this state can be different? Do you believe that this state can be changed into a state that has equality as part of its being? Do you believe that the walk and the statement of every one of us individually has power? And do you believe that coming together gives us even more power? And who in this crowd tonight would say that giving up and backing off, anybody here that would say that's going to bring about change? No! And so it is that we must be determined and we must stick with it all the way to the end. That's right. Now there's another similarity. You know, there was a governor in Alabama. You remember his name? George Wallace. And I remember that he stood in the schoolhouse door and he said, segregation yesterday, segregation today, segregation forever. And he was so sure that he was going to win. And within a matter of months, he had to eat his word. Do you know a governor that's going to eat his words eventually? You see, Governor Walker may really believe that he's doing the right thing. He may. Most of us have other thoughts about that. But regardless of whether he thinks he's doing the right thing or whether he thinks this is just the the side of the bread that is buttered for him, he is going to have to eat his words. Because what he is standing for is not the right thing and the right way to go. Every individual in this state has dignity and has rights, and to tear down that dignity, to tear down those rights, is definitely the wrong side of history. Martin Luther King often said that the arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. What does the arc of the universe bend toward? Justice! It bends toward what? Justice! And justice will prevail.